Well, I suppose one thing's certain, I'm certainly not in Northumberland anymore. Okay, so here we are. As you can see, I'm not on the bike today, so I'm going for a bit of a walk on the trails above Grindelwald, and it's very nice. It's a bit wet, but you know, it just makes the green countryside look even nicer. Anyway, onto the bike. So what have I sort of noticed? Any observations on this trip? Well, first thing is, I don't think there's anybody in Europe who hasn't got either a BMW or a KTM. That's all I've seen. And they've all got like really good luggage. And I'm like doing the English scruffy thing. I've got like bungees flying about all over the place. Now, personally, I do like a good bungee. You know, I like that kind of frisson of fear. You know, when you're just reaching for the final anchor point and the bungee strap is just a bit too tight, and there's that risk, you know, that living on the edge risk of, you know, perhaps taking your eye out, you know, which is why I personally like bungee straps as opposed to, you know, the convenience, easy to use waterproofness of hard luggage. Anyway, what else has happened? Oh yes, had a slight issue on the bike yesterday. So it's not caused any problems at all because it cleared itself up. But what it was I stopped, started again, and noticed the KTRC off light was flashing on the dashboard, and there was also a warning light on one of the clocks, which I eventually found out meant that the fuel injection was faulty. So of course I got a tad worried, so I stopped immediately, fiddled around with the buttons and stuff, couldn't seem to do anything, and then started riding again with the determination to stop somewhere else, have a drink, download the manual and see what was going on. Anyway, so I did that. I stopped about 10 minutes later, turned the ignition off, got my phone out, started having a look at the manual, eventually found out that the warning light was the fuel injection warning light, and you should take it to a Kawasaki dealer immediately, which of course got me a tad perturbed. So I couldn't seem to do anything with it, and then I switched the ignition on, and lo and behold, the KTRC light had gone off, no warning lights, and it's been fine ever since. So I think it's probably one of those, I don't know, maybe it's just one of those things where you've got to stop start a couple of times and it sort of rearms itself or something. Don't really know what I'm talking about, but anyway, so it wasn't an issue in the sense that it caused any problems. It was just sort of like something that happened and it seems to have gone away. So that's the only problem I've had so far to date. So I'm day 4, as I say. I'm walking around, probably going to be going for a walk tomorrow as well, and then back on the roads. Look at that luggage, not jealous at all. Okay, so next in my series of not very interesting topics whilst at the top of mountains, kidney belts and comfort. So overall I found the Z900 to be really quite comfortable, so starting sort of from the top, legs and ankles, no aches and pains whatsoever. Right, the arse. Well, after about 2 or 3 hours you sort of get that feeling that it's not so much pain, it's just sort of like the feeling like you've got like a bit of a rock in your pants, you know, and you just sort of have to get off the bike, and blokes, you know what I mean, you just have to sort of sort yourself out for about 10 minutes, and then you can get back on the bike and probably do another couple of hours. I think the longest I've done so far is about 7 hours, and yeah, I was kind of quite happy to get off the bike. I mean, it wasn't life threatening, it was just like, you know, I needed to get off the bike. But like I say, it's not so much pain, it's like that feeling like your underpants are a bit too hot and they've got, you know, lots of creases and stuff in them. I'm probably not explaining it very well, but I'm sure you get the gist. In terms of other kind of aches and pains and stuff, well, I've been wearing a kidney belt. So normally I wear a kidney belt when I'm riding off-road on the CRF because it sort of, you know, keeps all my bits and pieces from jiggling around too much. Because basically I was born without abs, so basically I've just got this sort of like, you know, flabby stomach that flops about all over the place. So the other added benefit of the kidney belt is it gives you a bit of lower back support, which I find is great on long rides on the road, and also of course it gives me the you know, the figure that I've always wanted. I mean, you know, I'm an Anglo-Saxon, so you know, my diet is basically beer, bread, butter, cheese and more beer. you know, so the kidney belt kind of gives me the figure and the profile of, you know, sort of like, you know, a Nordic type, you know, which is something I've always craved for. So yeah, the seat is good for about 3 hours. Then you need to get off and go and do something, but I would recommend getting a kidney belt as well, because it kind of keeps your posture good. I mean, you know, I've had a, you know, my working class background and diet, you know, of eating, you know, kind of lard and chips, and going to a comprehensive school where slouching was the norm, is yeah, it's all part of the blame. Okay, so here we are at the top of the Newfoundland Pass, and it's a slightly sad day. It's my last proper day of riding, so I start heading home tomorrow. But I mean, what a day. I mean, look at the weather, it's just brilliant. So yeah, I've had an absolutely fabulous week on the Z900RS. It's taken me everywhere I've wanted to go. It's made me feel confident, it's fast, it's quick, goes around corners brilliantly. And yeah, I've just had like an absolutely brilliant time. So yeah, feeling a little bit sad that I'm now going home, but you know, lots to look forward to when I get home. Want to see my lovely gorgeous wife, and I've just had some news from Motor Guzzi that my long awaited V7 850 might be ready. Can you imagine? It's like all my birthdays at once. It's brilliant. Anyway, so that's probably it for the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed some of the roads, some of the scenery. If you want to go touring on a Z900RS, yeah, I totally recommend it. Just like no real foibles at all. Obviously it's a naked bike with no wind protection. Get over that and it's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, highly recommended. So that's about it for the video. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to go back down there and then probably over the Furka Pass, but for now I'm signing off. So hope you've enjoyed the video, all the video footage. Yeah, so cheery bye. As you know, I've long been on the quest for the perfect biscuit, or rather the biscuit that personifies each of my motorbikes. Now, I did compare the Z900RS to a Bourbon, and then Hugh, one of the avid viewers of the channel, recommended a French biscuit, a galette de I can't really pronounce it, but an almond biscuit. So I haven't had a chance to go to Carrefour to pick up one of these biscuits. It's a bit of a shame because I love a good Carrefour, don't you? So anyway, I'm in Switzerland, and one of my favourite things about Switzerland is everything to do with Ovo Maltine. Now, Ovo Maltine, they make biscuits, muesli bars, cereal. Obviously it's a hot drink which you have for breakfast, and also they make these weird like little pure blocks of molten sugar wrapped in foil, which you know, can send you a bit hyper. Probably all hideously bad for you, but anyway, you know, one of my things on my bucket list would be a hamper of every single Ovo Maltine product. Anyway, in the search for the perfect biscuit, I thought these might be the equivalent of the English Bourbon biscuit, which I compared the Z900 to last time. As you can see, I've had a good go at them already, so it's about the 7th take. So let me just have a test now. The Ovo Maltine crunchy biscuit. I'll tell you what, it's richer, it's darker, it's got a more quality feel, even compared to the Bourbon which I got from M&S, you know, which is a bit middle class. No, these are really high class and rich and smooth. Let me just have another nibble. Yeah, Ovo Maltine crunchy biscuits. I think these personify the Z900RS perfectly. Hugh, I'll try out the almond biscuits if I get a chance, but from a Swiss perspective, these are the biscuit.